Have you guys ever been on a date and just like clocked like a little too hard, a little too fast, right? Like I was on a date the other night and we were talking about that storm that rolled in on Sunday, that snowstorm. And I was telling her, I'll be honest, I was up for a couple hours just watching the storm roll in and watching it snow. Like I enjoy just watching a storm, right? And she's like, oh, you definitely enjoy watching videos of guys throwing big rocks through ice, don't you? And I was like, yeah, when they come up, in my defense, rock make ice go crack, and that's good. It's fun. Simple man. I went through a breakup, like actually around this time last year. First, like real serious breakup I'd ever been through. And when I went through it, I had a friend who like reached out to me and he's like, Ian, this is gonna be tough. You're gonna want to deal with this in two very different ways, right? It's gonna be like you have two wolves inside of you. And I hated that statement at the time, but he was right. He was very right. Because on one half, I was like, I'm going through something very emotional, and I should find ways to express these emotions through art and mediums like that. And then the other half of me just wanted to start referring to the gym as the lab. And somehow the lab won. I can't express any of my emotions, but I can lift 400 pounds, which is so useful at my work from home job. I'm getting so much use out of that. No. We just celebrated Halloween. You guys have a good Halloween? Yeah. I love when Halloween's on Friday. You get Friday, Saturday, it's a ton of fun. I had a ton of fun Friday night. And then Saturday night, I had what I can only describe as a Curb Your Enthusiasm, Judy B. Jones, I've been a very terrible, no good day kind of night. It was one of those nights where I somehow managed to do everything wrong and say all of the wrong things. And it would be such an impressive life skill if it wasn't incredibly self-destructive. It started with my costume. I originally was going to dress as Frank Drebin from The Naked Gun. And if you've never seen that movie, that is basically just a man in a suit. And so 2 hours before this party I was going to, I realized, oh shit, I'm just going to be a cop in a suit. People are just going to assume I'm J.D. Vance. Or worse, gender swap Laura Loomer. And I don't want, what are we all Laura Loomer fans in here? No? Okay, good. I hate that melty face bitch. No, so I quickly switched costumes and I decided to go with Drunk Uncle from SNL. If you guys, the character from SNL, if you don't know what he looks like, basically, he's supposed to be your drunk uncle on Thanksgiving. He's basically just a guy in flannel, a sweater, and a tan coat. So I put that on, I go to the party, I'm having fun, I run into my friend, and I'm like, dude, guess who I am? And he just goes, John Wayne Gacy. No, what makes you, why? What? And he's like, yeah, you're John Wayne Gacy. I'm like, no, I'm Drunk Uncle. And he's like, well, a lot of people at the party don't seem to think that. And I'm like, oh no. And he's like, well, it hasn't helped that you spent most of the time in a corner like this. And then immediately after that conversation, I ran into my ex's former roommate, which great person to run into immediately after having all of your anxieties triggered. And that was fun, because basically, when you run into your ex's former roommate, she's going to fucking hammer your ex into every conversation imaginable. Like I'm asking her, I'm like, hey, I know you're in a new place, are you enjoying it? And she's like, yeah, it's great. You know, Marin's in a lovely place in Denver right now. I'm like, I don't care, but thanks. And then I was like, oh, who do you think I am? And she's like, you're Ted Bundy. And I'm like, no, better, but still not good. It sucked because the entire party was just beautiful women, right? So now I'm dressed as like the one thing they're all terrified of. Right? And I could have just been, like, I'm a guy who now looks like he fucks corpses, when I could have just been a guy who looks like he fucks couches. Like that's... People are always asking me for things that I don't have, right? Like I was out at a bar, I was outside a bar the other night, and somebody was like, Ian, do you have a cigarette I can have? And I'm like, no. And they were like, well, do you at least have some cocaine? I'm like, no! Why do people keep asking me for cocaine? What about me screams I'm on cocaine right now? Listen, I can't handle the nicotine buzz of a cigarette, okay? If I took cocaine, I would lift off and explode like a firework, okay? That's... Alright, Katy Perry would be jealous of me. Let's think. I wish people would ask me for the things I do have, right? Like, Ian, do you have some gum I can have? Ian, do you have a gun I can borrow? That, no, I don't have a gun. I I'm not allowed to have a gun. Personal rule. The government has not said no, Ian, you can't have a gun like my toddler with matches. It's a personal rule because if I had a gun, I would play with it all the time, constantly. Okay, who here has shot a gun? Let's see. Yeah. All right. Okay, so you guys know guns, horrific weapons of destruction, incredible toys. They're awesome. Me and my dad, we went to a firing range last winter down in Florida, right? And we're shooting, and my dad just goes, Ian, get a picture of me. Do you know how awesome something has to be that your dad wants a picture of him doing it? It's the only photo we have of him smiling right now. The second reason I can't own a gun is because I hate spending money on things I know I'll never use. I hate that. Everything in my house, if I own it, it has to get some use, right? So if I own a gun, I will be putting myself in very dangerous, unnecessary situations to get some use out of this thing, okay? My friends are gonna be calling me and they're gonna be like, Ian, where are you right now? I'm gonna be like, I'm in Ukraine. What are you doing in Ukraine? And I'm like, I'm getting my money's worth, obviously. I'm a cat dad, and you guys have cats. We cat me. 1, 2, the whole thing in the corner. That makes sense. My cat is 17 pounds. He is a fat little bastard. And I took him to the vet recently, and I was like, he's got to lose some weight. And they're like, yeah, no shit, he's 17 pounds. And I was like, what can I do? Can I like make him eat less food? And they were like, listen, you should get him to exercise. So what I did is I built him a 42-inch wheel, right? And then he has not used the wheel once. He has not used that damn wheel once. It sucks. I've tried everything. I put food on the wheel. I pointed a laser pointer at the wheel. I put gas on the wheel. He will not use the goddamn wheel, okay? I spent $100 on this wheel. And that's when I was like, all right, I think I gotta take drastic measures. So what I did is I bought a gun and I've been threatening him to get on the wheel. That's what I've been doing. So now both are getting used. Everything in my house gets used. Everything gets used. All right, I'm gonna leave you guys on this. You guys have been a fun crowd. Most of my friends are like addicted to sports gambling, right? And I was reading this article about how gambling CEOs need to help address sports gambling addiction. So this is my impression of how a sports gambling CEO would do that. Hi, my name is John Fanduel, and I'm the CEO of Fanduel Sports Entertainment. At our company, we believe, the customer is our product, and we have to take care of our customers. So that's why at Fanduel Sports Entertainment and Gambling, when you've reached $10,000 in gambling debts, you will automatically be entered as a contestant in our brand new gladiatorial arena. All you gotta do is win 4 rounds in a row and you'll be absolved of all of your debts. Or you could double down on a 5th. Alright, happy New Year's, guys. Thank you so much for doing that.
Wow. Sports gambling is an addiction. Don't do it. Wow, gladiators.